All right, let's walk through profit topic number 3. Okay, this is shorter. Okay, this is the idea. Always keep building. Do not just create a project, walk away, and wait to become a millionaire. Millionaire usually means you have several income streams, some of which pay well, some of which pay a little bit, some of which aren't paying. As a matter of fact, who said all the money I'm spending online, of all the money I'm spending online getting profitable, half of it isn't doing me any good? Trouble is I can't tell which half, right? That's lack of tracking, right? So it's good to track, but the reality check is tracking is vital. Okay, here let me make this point. There are 3 direct reasons to build websites, especially massive ones. You can earn yourself from a website either by making sales, or like if you're not the window cleaner yourself, then you would get those sales because you can get window cleaner leads, and so you sell the leads, or you rent out the project. Okay. By the way, the selling the leads thing means if the guy doesn't want you to pitch him, come up with your own logo, come up with your own company name, your own phone number, and when people call you, right, or your own email, whatever it is, and when people contact you, your own contact form or book appointment form, and when they contact you, then sell that lead to the first of the 3 or 4 companies you got a hold of and made that deal with in that area. By the way, you can do that nationwide. Everywhere you start to get traffic, you can contact companies and say, hey, we're getting leads in your area. Are you interested in us selling them to you? We can either split profit, or that's kind of tricky. So how about you just pay us for each lead we hand you, and it can be whatever, 25 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, depends on how good that lead is for what they need. Okay. How well what they're responding to when they call you. There you go. And so you just sell them all, or you just charge them monthly rental, or you even just charge them on rental to give them all the leads instead of someone else all the leads, and just the leads are whatever they are. Okay. So, and when we say you earn from each website you create or you run out the project, we're talking about project can be, if you run out a project. It can be a website, or it can be a subdomain, or just some other organized stack of pages that collectively benefit the renter, right? It doesn't have to be any one of them in particular. Now, if you do rent out the pages on your website that are for a particular client, if they're on your website like subdomains, the client can go get a domain name and forward it so it acts like their own website. Okay. By the way, is there any law or rule on Google says you must have one website? No, there isn't. As a matter of fact, many competitors have several websites. How do they do it? They have a core website, then they have referral websites pointing in. So they have websites that recommend them. Okay, that is useful. And as a matter of fact, how many of you guys have ever sold stuff like on ClickBank or brick and mortar, and you said, I'm going to refer people, so I'm going to find a few to review, one that's higher end. I'm going to ask those guys, can you give me a free copy? I can make a review out of it because I do marketing, or limited access so I can review it and do some marketing. And usually, yeah, sure, let's give you access so that you can review it and do some marketing. That's on the one hand. Okay. Then they go, that's for the higher end market that has more money. Then they contact someone else and go, hey, you're different. You're kind of low end, but I looked at a few and I like what you're offering for less money. Can you give me access? I can review it. Yeah, sure. So then guys will go get like 2, 3, 4, 5 things and review them. They're going to create a review page or press release or article or whatever. You know what they're going to do? They're going to put their affiliate links on every single one of those. They're going to somehow get a sale if people choose the higher end item. They're going to do a good review for each of these guys, but they're going to say, this one's pricey, but if you have the cash, it's worth it. Then they're going to say, and for those of you that don't have the cash, I recommend the one that's higher, but if you don't have the cash, this is the best place to get started to raise the cash. You can always get the other one later to add on. Okay. And then they'll say, this one's best for customer support. That one's best for product delivery, blah, blah, blah. This is good for recurring payments. That one's good for a flat fee down, whatever. They'll put a few up. And then when people choose or they go to the website, right, the idea is this guy who created the review is getting paid. Okay. Affiliate link, referral link, whatever it is. Now, what happens if you create your own like 10 websites? What would stop you from using one of them as the review, or an 11th one, who cares? Any one of them as the review site for the others, the other 9 or 10 or 4 or 3. Maybe you create 3 sites and you get a 4th one too, so that the 4th one reviews the 3 you created. And then the 3 you created, you have 3 different angles. One of them's higher end, one's lower end, one's monthly payments. And then you create the review site that compares and contrasts those 3 different programs as though they're 3 different companies. Just 3 different options. Go this way if you've got the cash, go that way. If you don't, if you want monthly payments, go this way. You know? So what are you doing? You're creating that illusion of diversity when really it's all you. It's just like walking down at the shopping mart. You go through aisle 4 and they got all the candy and chips and pop. What do you see? Pop, you know, Coke, Pepsi. You can tell where I'm from when I say pop. That's pretty Midwestern. And so what do you see? You see Ruffles and Doritos and Cheetos, and really they're all kind of owned by the same company, right? So they're the same product, just they look different, taste different, feel different, but they're really the same company. It is the illusion of diversity, right? Same with pop, same with sugary treats, you know, or cookies. A lot of different things that look like they're made by a lot of different companies when they're not. Okay. Often also with stores, did you know that the store brand usually is one of the leading brands just with a different label on it, so it looks like the store brand, and then it's sold cheaper? That way the same company actually gets to earn either way. Okay, they get to earn by selling under their own brand name, or they get to earn by selling under the store label. How's that? So they sell at the higher end and the lower end, and it still goes to them. It's like the store's recommending them. How's that for wild? That's the reality check. While online, same thing. Most of the biggest players you can name, and even regular sized players, have multiple websites selling either their whole thing, each one, or they're each selling some specialized portion of their whole thing. The Cheetos is different than Doritos, which is different than Ruffles. Get it? And websites can do the exact same thing. Okay, so that's that kind of concept. And then, so you're going to put these websites out. You're going to make them, you're going to put them out and sell them and make money on them somehow. What if you cannot get a website profitable? You keep trying in that industry or something. You don't know how to break through. You don't know how to get on the front page for anything. You don't know how to come up with a winning pitch. You're just not good at it. You thought you were going to make money on it, but you just didn't. Okay. What do you do with it? Don't trash it. Sell it. Offer it. The whole thing to somebody else who can take it over and make it profitable. Offer it for cash or trade of value. Get a hold of someone in that industry and say, hey, it could be a dentist. Hey, can I give you a dental website that's really hot in exchange for a free tooth cleaning, teeth cleaning? Tooth cleaning, for God's sakes. Teeth cleaning. They're not going to clean one tooth, right? If so, then you got the bad end of the deal. Teeth cleaning. And so you'll say, and when you show them, they realize your website is way better than theirs. And just be honest. Say, I don't know how to pitch a dentist. I'm not a dentist. And so the website's awesome. I thought that would do the trick, but I'm not saying the right thing. It's just not working. You guys seem to know what you're doing. You're on page 1 or whatever. Can you use this? So sell a website, or just sell it because it's beautiful to some guy on page 3 and say, hi, I just made this website. Doesn't rank yet, needs good content. I want to sell it to somebody, and then pitch it to 10 people on page 3. Anyone want this? And someone's going to buy it, right? Or you can auction it off to the highest bidder at the end of the week, whatever. It may go for 5 times as much as you thought, okay? Now, why else would you make a website? So either you're making a website to earn from it, or to sell it to others, and that acts like your backup and insurance. So you never have to be afraid of creating a website in a new industry, because if you can't make money on it, sell it to someone who knows how, okay? And then finally, you make websites, new ones, to backlink your main ones. So if you created a dental website, create 10 more completely different dental websites to backlink your dental website. Get into the dental industry. If you do plumbers, do plumbers. If you do roofers, do roofers. Lots and lots of different website designs for them. Okay, that's cool. That way you can backlink yourself with high quality scoring backlinks because it's related topics. And if you go offering any of these things for sale, either directly or copies of it for sale, like with the global variables from the last profit model, then you have a store. People can literally pick and choose from the 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 different designs you have in your store. Okay. And yes, you can start with one and start making designs right with that one. Can you use this one that we were showing just now? Okay, this right here. Can you use this to create other websites that basically are the same but look very different? Absolutely. You can go change all the coloring. You can change the placements of things. You can move things around. You can change the images. You can change what it says here, the background color, the fonts that are used, or all these little icons. You can completely change the font, size, style, color of this, and the background size, style, color. You can flip things on or off like titles. Like you can take the title off of this so it just says the internal stuff, change the background color, change the font, change the color of the bullet points, literally everything. You could even turn it off on the main page and let this information populate full screen instead of being on this side. So you can make different websites using this one that all look completely different and feel completely different. Okay. So why get more? Different coding. Whatever, that's a different topic. The point is you do have the ability to make as many websites as you want with any one you get. Okay. All right, there's that. So what else do we have on this thing? If I'm going to wrap this up, I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. So we just said make websites to make money, to sell to others, or to backlink. Projects for yourself, projects for others is backlink. Make them stronger. So let's come back to these relationships, 4 main relationships. It's a big deal. If you are not on the front page, make sure your page title and meta description is not already in use. Okay. If you're trying to say Seattle Dentist, and there's already someone on the front page and their page title says Seattle Dentist, okay, you can't also say Seattle Dentist and get on the front page. It's too similar to the rest. You have to say something else, change it up. Best dentist in Seattle, family dentistry Seattle, something, somehow, family dentist. You must change it, okay? You can still use the keywords, you just have to change it. By the way, where do you find page titles and meta descriptions? Okay, just a real fast reminder, go to any page, and that's the SEO friendly fields down here. There's the page title. There's the meta description. Can you use global variables in these? Absolutely. Should I have them in here? Sure. Time to shine cleaning should be a global variable. Offers whatever, main keyword, window cleaning services. Okay. And then main city token too, right? And then city and state. And I should do that. That way, again, as I'm changing everything and sending off the copies to the buyers, then, of course, all this wonderful, rich SEO-based information for all the web pages on the site, okay, update to keep up with that. And that's really a big deal, okay? That way I can change them here. About us, best window cleaners in Portland, whatever I want to say. Okay. And yeah, again, in Portland, that's a city token, right? A global variable. Time to shine. There's the shorter version of the name. I can create another variable called short company name. And I can use it here. S-comp, short company name. All right, now what else do I want to say? Okay. If you're not on the front page, make sure you're not using the same page title and meta description that others are using. Google will not show 2 on the front page that say the same thing. It just won't. They're trying to show diversity. It doesn't help if you search for franchise and then all 10 of the results say franchise, 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 franchise. It's useless. So if somebody says franchise, Google will not show another one that says franchise. They will be in there. They'll just be on page 20 or 18 or something. Google's only going to show different results on that front page. Okay, need to show for more keywords? Create more pages for different keywords, right? Need to rank higher on keywords? Get link juice flowing in. That comes back to directories, backlinks, and or citation listings, okay? You don't have to do all of them. It helps to do all of them, but it can help enough just to create another website and backlink yourself with it, okay? Need to take over some of the front page entries, more of the front page entries, be more of the results. You definitely need more websites in the play. Simple questions. Can one website be all of the front page results for some mainstream keyword? No. Let me try Italian. Okay, let me try this. Franchise. Okay, I just want to make this point. Will all these websites be the same? Will all of these possibly be pages from one website? No. If you want to be all of these, you must be 10 different websites. You must own 10 different websites. And that means different cPanels, not subdomains, not add-on domains, cPanels. They can be on the same dedicated server. Okay, we'll get into more discussion about all this later. But think properly. Okay, you need different websites. I've had some people get surprised. They didn't expect to put the money into it. Dude, if you want to take over the front page of anything major, you're going to have to put some money into it. You're going to have to get more websites. You need to. That's the value of a dedicated server. We'll cover that in another topic. Okay, but let me just continue. What if I get more specific? You know, Italian restaurant franchise. You think, okay, now it's going to be all the same guys. No, ranker.com is different than franchiseopportunities.com, different than the franchisemall.com. Oh, see, they're all different. You have to be different companies. All right, what if it was gourmet? See, we're trying gourmet Italian restaurant franchise, and you're going to still see different results. You say, what about Chicago, right? You know, Illinois. Okay, whoops, let me put a space there. And it was showing the right results. Anyway, again, you're going to see different websites. That's the point. You'll always see different websites, and they will always say different things in the page title and the meta description, which are these two sections. This is the page title, okay, top line. This is the meta description down here, okay? And notice they do not read the same. Look at those page titles. This. Do they look the same to you at all? Absolutely not. So now that that's there, if I was planning on saying this for my page title, if I type that in and I'm not ranking on page 1, I can't find me, first thing I'm going to look at, does somebody else have my idea? You know, to where mine is just way too close to this one. Maybe mine says franchise direct dash pizzeria. Might still be too close. Okay, there you go. So that's one of the first things to consider, because you could just change your page title, and when Google finds your site again, all of a sudden you're on the front page. Yes, it can happen. Okay, just by changing the page title and letting Google rediscover your page. How do you know whether Google rediscovered your page? What do you think all these little down arrows are for? Click it and you can look at, sorry, not that one, the green one. You click it and look at cached, and it tells you this is what it saw. This is when it was there last, October 5th. It is now October 8th. So if I made a change on October 6th, Google has not seen it yet. Google doesn't know I made the change. Okay? It says the current page could have changed in the meantime. That's exactly true. When Google comes back and discovers that the page has changed, then it can re-rank it somewhere else, hopefully higher. Okay? And if it doesn't, then I'm going to change it back until I figure out plan B. But I will tell if Google saw the change if the last time it looked was afterwards, not before, but afterwards. And we'll probably see that it saved a cached copy of that change anyway. Okay? All right, just stuff to keep in mind. Okay? Okay, where were we? All right, so if you want to take over more of the same front page entries, which is absolute biggest thing for ROI, okay, increases, right, it's best for ROI, really. Right. Okay. I could even put the question mark here. I'm not trying to ask if it's best for ROI. I don't want people to be confused about that. All right. Then you need multiple web pages in play, okay, or websites in play. You have to have more than one website. As you saw, you have to have different websites. Okay. By the way, where do new website projects as backlinking websites, what we said was number 3 up here, where does it come into play? The answer is these two things right here. It helps you rank higher on keywords while having more of the same front page entries. So more of the same keywords, you get more results, and you're higher on the page. So instead of just having one result be number 8 on the front page, or even one result be like number 14 on page 2, or number 84 on page whatever, 7, 8, then you're going to actually be multiple front page results as you get further in. That's the idea. You're going to rank higher. Okay, so from 1 to 100, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, whatever, wherever you fall. If you were number 14, you're on page 2. Okay, but if you want to rank higher, get more websites into play, backlink yourself, and what happens? That number 14 jumps up to like number 9. But then because you've got other websites in play, they come up too, to like number 11 and maybe number 10. Okay, they won't necessarily be together. They could be spaced out somewhere around some of the other guys. But if you keep adding to that, they keep going up. Okay. Now, the absolute most important thing to do, I want you to understand, you must track sample rank results. You've got to get some sense of before and after. So take out a notepad or something and go look yourself up on some keywords. Find yourself on purpose, even if you're deep. Find yourself and mark down the page number and the listing number so that you can go back and check it later and see how you've risen. Okay. Because if you don't look, you don't know if anything's happening. It's kind of like this. Say you got out of shape, and then you decide to get back into shape and you start doing sit-ups. Well, you know, you're kind of fat. There's no 8-pack anymore. But as you do sit-ups, what's happening? The muscle is building, but it's still below the layer of fat. The fat is dissipating, but the muscle is building. So you don't see any muscle yet because there's still too much fat on top of it. This is kind of like underwater mountains, you know, mountains in the ocean. Well, if the water level was dropping and the mountains were rising, you're still not going to see any of that on the surface for a while. Then slowly you're going to see the shadowy effects, and then finally the mountaintops are going to start to pierce through the water, and that just changes everything. And then the higher they rise, the dramatically different those results become, right? Exact same thing with rank. No one makes any money on page 2, basically. No one makes any money on page 3. So if you were Portland Windows, by the way, that's a sample project. I don't know where it would sit, if at all. And I don't even think it will, because it should be no indexed. It's not, Google's not supposed to see it. Here's the point. If I put this out and I start to push it, I may do my first searches for some terms like this, and it could be Portland gutter cleaning, whatever. I might find myself way here on page 7, and I might be like here. Okay. Now, why did I look? I was waiting to see if I was getting paid. I didn't get paid. I went and I found myself. That's why I'm not getting paid. I'm on numbers or whatever, page 7. So then I started doing some work. Still not getting paid. So my mistake is to think nothing happened. Then I come back and I look on page 7 again. Hey, where did I go? I'm not here. I might even think page 8 real quick just to double check. Oh, no, I'm definitely not here. Oh, what the heck? And so you start checking again. Page 6, I'm not here either. Page 5, I'm not here either. And then you get to page 4, it's like, oh, there I am right there, whatever. Do you get it? And that's the point. Now, does that mean nothing happened just because you didn't get paid? Heck no. Lots happened. So what are you doing? You're doing the right thing, whatever you're doing. So you just need to do more of that. Okay? If you don't track rank, you won't see any of this happen. By the way, it's pretty reasonably easy to get up to about page 2. Then, of course, what happens as you get to the top half of page 2? It becomes harder because these are the guys who are in the know. These are the guys who are in the game. And they've got a lot of work out there. They have earned these spots. And so you've got to earn them too. Okay? And so it's going to take more elbow grease to cut through the top like 15 guys, the top 10 plus the top 5 on page 2. Okay? Just be aware of it. Because what do you think about this guy who's number 2 or number 1 on page 2? He is working hard to push himself up to number 10. What do you think about the guy in number 10? He is working hard so he doesn't get beat by this guy who's number 1 on page 2, right? So you're getting into that game at that point. All right. Hope you find that interesting, and we'll go on to the next topic next.